Yeah, g'day guys. Talking here from a very, very hot night. Now, I came to this website, which is suncalc.org, and I came here to look at something very specific. So, I just wanted to see this line on the equinox, which is the March 20 equinoxes. It sometimes parts between 19th of March all the way to like 21st of March. So it's very, very, very close to this sort of stuff. But either way, I plugged in the date of the 20th of March, and I had a bit of a look at New York. And essentially, when you're looking at this sort of thing, this orange line, which is pointing east, that's basically where the sun is rising in the morning. And on the sort of orangey red side on the west, as most people would know, that's where it's setting. So it rises in the east and it sets in the west. Everyone knows this. So it happens the whole world over. What I started mucking around with is I just started realizing, I thought, I'll just drag my cursor and I'll just go and have a look at all the other places. And then I went, well, I think to some degree this is sort of proven the sort of the point that I was sort of investigating as it is. So, I mean, look, it's at New York. As you can see, it's pointing due east, due west, within a 1 degree angle, basically. So it's very, very, very close. But if I move down to, I put this red circle basically over Miami, exactly the same. Very, very, very close. And even if I go up to, say, for instance, Seattle. So if I put my thing on Seattle, it's doing the exact same thing. If I go all the way up to Anchorage, should be somewhere around here in Alaska, it's pointing due east and due west. It's very, very similar. The angle is a little bit greater, but it's kind of doing the same thing. And when I go down to Mexico City, it's pretty much bang on east and west. If I go down to Panama, well, there you go. It's about as straight as it comes. So let's have a bit of a look at Ecuador. Ecuador is bang on dead straight. So east and west is pretty much 90 degrees, 270 degrees. If I go down to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, it's bang on east and west. If I go all the way down to the very bottom of, Argentina and Chile, it's bang on east and west. This just keeps happening. Cape Town, South Africa, just keeps happening. So this is almost, it's almost proving the point that I was sort of investigating straight off the bat. On this particular date, which is the equinox, every single part of the entire world is seeing the sunrise and sunset directly straight. And I've tried to, I did those sunset angles, and I tried to do it for the equinox to prove that, it always comes in, it hits that 270 degree west mark. But this almost doubles up on the information I was trying to portray here. Same thing for India as well. Everything's dead east, dead west, and even all the way down in Melbourne, Australia, dead east, dead west, and in Hobart, dead east, dead west. So no matter where you go, top to bottom, like southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere, the sun rises and sun sets dead on east and dead on west everywhere you go. I don't know how you can even justify that sort of stuff on a flat Earth. It's just not even possible because the sun is continuously spinning. It's doing a 360 degree loop. So if the sun is setting, say for instance Australia, it should be setting somewhere, up in the north, the northwest, and it should be rising in the northeast. And if you're in America or something like that, it should be rising just slightly southeast and just slightly southwest. But that's not what's happening. It's rising directly directly east and directly west. It's almost like on a pair of train tracks. It's going dead straight over the entire surface of the Earth. And so everywhere gets the exact same treatment. And that's something I really want to see whether or not flat earthers can really answer, because the sun is supposed to be spinning in a big circle. So how the hell does it rise and set dead straight? Now, one thing you might notice also is that there is this big yellow curve. Now, this yellow curve is basically pointing out what I was trying to insist on with my sunset angles, was that if you're in the northern hemisphere, the sun rises in the east and then it banks to the south and then it creeps back to the west. And so when it comes to set, it's basically setting top left down to bottom right, if that makes sense. So it sets downwards and it sets to the right. And when you go to the southern hemisphere, as you can see here, the yellow arc is going northbound. So it rises and it goes up to the northern side of where you're located, and then comes back down to that 270-degree mark. So when you are seeing a sunset in Chile, you are seeing the sun in your top right-hand corner, and as it goes down to the bottom, it goes down to the bottom left-hand corner. And so it's setting in a leftward direction. This sort of stuff, it's a coffin, really. It is a nail in the coffin for flat Earth, but people still don't get it. They just still don't get it, because most people who seem to be flat earthers all seem to be here in the States, which is a shame. I know a few flat earthers from Australia now, and I wish they would take my tests. They're too busy retweeting bullshit and not actually thinking about what they're doing, because the evidence is right outside your window when it comes to Australia. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I bid you farewell. Like and subscribe if the sun rises and sets where you are, because, well, I guess that knocks out half of the northern hemisphere right now. What's up above Norway and stuff, because they're in permanent night right now. Sorry about that, guys in Svalbard. If the sun rises and sets during equinox, like and subscribe. There you go. That fixes it.